welcome to the Demo Dive, where I live stream myself digging through Steam's demo tags to sort the trash from the treasure. I'm CB, and this week was a nightmare with some little bright spots thrown into it, so I guess I can't complain too much. Sure, the workplace is a nightmare. We're going to need all the overtime, and I kind of want to throttle management, but that's probably normal in this day and age. More's the pity. And also, I apparently have the tiniest, least powerful fairy godmother. Kind of like the one in T. Kingfisher's Nettle and Bone, if you're into that. And if you're not, you should be. It's an awesome book. But I love this little fairy godmother of mine because her timing is brilliant, and she bestows the most random bits of nice on my life at just the right times. Once upon a time, it was random days off from work. These days, it's often the weather being less, England, for just long enough for me to do errands without getting rained on. Today, it was a surprise playtest. Look, I know I said I was only going to have the spoons to do a visual novel today, if that. I know I said I was going to do the witchy mystery romance blooming suspicion thing. And honestly, I was going to throw that out in favor of the demo for the rat line that Rook recommended on stream yesterday. But like I said, just around the time my normal workday ended, I got an email notification inviting me to a playtest of this game that I've had my eye on for a while, which is probably about the farthest you can get from something like Blooming Suspicion and the rat line. It's called Void Martyrs by Mac and Cheese Games, and it's an isometric adventure horror game. The vibe is best described as what would happen if you blended Warhammer 40k, the Locked Tomb series by Tamsin Muir, Silent Hill, and Signalis. Alternate future where the church won the space race, and you are a novice nun stranded on a space station, basically on your own, except with effectively zombies, and trying to secure a bunch of artifacts. It seems to have a faith rating, like the kind of thing you get in Rogue Trader, which brings its own complications because if you want to stay faithful, with a capital F, apparently you can't kill anything. So we're ignoring all the various crusades where our church was a lot less justified in its killing but did it anyway. And we're in a shepherd book situation where we're hopefully fuzzy on the subject of kneecaps. I don't know, but I am a little concerned because on the one hand, it's way more interesting a way to handle a zombie apocalypse than if it moves, shoot it. But on the other hand, I am bad at stealth. Well, in the cause of actually getting past things undetected, anyway. Depending on the circumstances, I am incredibly good at stealthing until I have a good vantage point to put an arrow through someone's face. But that's another thing. So, anyway, I expect to flail, curse, and scream a lot while I test this thing out. So it should be fun to watch, at least. Sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin. Let's see. New game. Let's check the options out. Language, English, camera shake. Fuck no, I understand why, but I don't think so. Graphics. Screen mode, resolution, fixed frame rate limit, audio. Volumes are probably fine. Well, at least the keybinds look like halfway reasonable. Okay. New game. Not by famine nor war, but by a shadow yet unseen. And there. It goes a little fast for reading of the bids. That's something they might need to work on timing-wise. Okay, hello, hi. Hello. Holy Basilica of Sancta Marta. Yeah, they're going too fast with the text bits. Quarantine's on the edge of Heaven's Gate. Yeah, okay, hi. And the pure shall tread where angels fell, bearing no sword but the weight of grace. Noms would already love this. Given to the Sisters of Zion at 8 years of age, after her village was declared tainted and quarantined, she alone was found pure enough to be saved. For 10 years she hath served with unwavering devotion, her hands untainted by augmentation, her flesh a living testament to God's design. She arranges the altar flowers each dawn, believing that beauty offered to God before sunrise carries special grace. Pasquala. Interesting name. Okay. Continue. Okay. Um, this door won't open. Okay, fine. The mission, find the holy relic. Its position is marked on the map. Map. So I am there. I don't know what that checkered point is. Destructible crates. Destructible crates, candle stand, casket of sainted oils, holy water basin, confessional, wayfinding terminal, workbench stash, docking bay, save shrine, and destination. Okay. Okay. Docking computer, activate to allow the pods to land in this bay. I can't really activate that. I'm not sure I need to. Hello? Okay. Here we go. I can't see very much of anything, and the top down is that door won't open. Okay. Inspect. Pick up. Scraps. Okay. That's not helping. Okay, so door won't open. And I'm not seeing any other way to go. What? The name of hell? Basic controls for pilgrims. Remember, pilgrims, you can run while moving with shift, interact with your environment by using F, inventory access is managed tab, map is M, charge aim with your tools right button, attack shoot left button, reload your equipment. If you forget your ways, press the pause menu with escape. Okay, fine. Half of her body is missing. Okay. Docking Bay 8. Do I want to be following the blood? She died. I think that's from the wound sustained in the craft. The shuttle's log indicates a concrete systems reboot. Dock maintenance catwalk. Okay. Crucifix. Spoken verses unravel. Seraphite collection with the break the air leaves you vulnerable while reciting. Okay. Why am I walking backwards? Ah, that's... You have to be careful where you point the mouse here. What the fuck was that noise? There was a noise, and I didn't like it. He claws at the metal as if trying to peel his own skin. Its implants pulse like living jewelry. Seems unresponsive. Okay, that's not good. Servitor terminal, ring maintenance log. Query incident reports alert level Sigma. 0112, unscheduled cryo reactivation in Pilgrim Bay C. Content redacted. Status purged by local authority Abbott Pryor. 130120, corrupted index. Request for external assistance from Holy See. Status transmission queued. Outcome transmission never sent. System note, remaining entries remain sealed under plague containment protocol. That's great. Okay. Pilgrim's arrival hub. Was this now? This door is operated from another room. Okay, what other room? I hath failed. The eyes of Sancta Lucia remaineth in the inner basilica. The corruption hath outstripped mine pace. I sealed this passage from within to slow what hunteth in the dark. The remote for the lock lies towards the maintenance shrine. Sister, if thou pass where I could not, may God bless thy soul. Oh, okay, that's a thing that's happening right now. What was that noise? I don't know. I don't think I want to know. Faith scanner showing the crucifix. Faith level detected. Normal. Access granted. Crucifix ID overriding. Okay. None of this is good. Instruction for field crucifixes. The crucifix issued into each sister is no weapon in the crude sense. It bears no edge that can truly harm what the plague is already hollowed. When raised with faith and the proper invocation, the sign of the cross causes the afflicted to falter. Why, there's that thing. I'm not going to stay in there for... Okay, doesn't seem to be moving. Yet. This door is operated for a minute, but I operated the thing. Didn't I? Ugh. That's interacted with, okay. I have no idea what's going on right now. Map. Well, that's showing me at least a little bit of the arrivals hub. But that should connect. Doors operate from another... Yeah, I know this, but... Alright. None of this is making any sense to me at all. Okay, fine. Not a whole lot of places I can actually go. Maintenance closet, no. Can't go through there. Apparently I can't do anything here. What the fuck? Oh, he just fell over. I can't. Okay. Oh, and it's still open from another room. I just don't know which room. Okay, good grief. Nope. I don't want to close the door. I want to go through the door. Dead. This is a Pilgrim Wayfinding terminal. A map of the current floor section can be downloaded from an open map. Okay. No. I've already done that. Okay, so from which other room? Shuttle bay is empty. Okay, right, fine. Okay. Maybe I can do more on the rest of the catwalks. No, I apparently cannot do anything else from the catwalks. No, it's broken on the other side. Okay. I mean, fine, okay, I get that it's probably exceedingly useful to... I know some people like the challenge of looking for where everything is supposed to be. But... this door won't open. But at the moment, I appear to be stuck. A broken remote confessional has been cannibalized for parts, so that's something new. Sort of. No. And that door won't open. So, yeah, okay. Been aiming for there, so there should be other rooms that way. Okay, fine. Following the blood trail, so mostly what I'm doing is blundering around this place. Hoping to encounter a way to get to where I need to go. And I don't know if this is I'm missing something incredibly obvious, or if something's bugged, because I interacted with a thing, and it should have let me open the door, but it didn't let me open the door. Nothing of particular interest that way. Okay. Yes, wayfinding terminal, I'm aware. Pilgrim's arrival hub. Oh, okay, it's open now. I don't know why it took so long. Pilgrim Terminal Faith Gate Protocol. Certain thresholds within the basilica are guarded by faith doors. They are consecrated seals that open only unto such as can be rightly disposed of heart. Acts of greed, desecration, or needless violence do lower this measure. Be warned, pilgrim, long cryosleep may dim the memory of grace. Upon waking, confess and remember. That's a lot of blood. It's locked. A key card is required. Okay. Low faith detected. Possible cause, cryosleep-induced nightmares. Go to the nearest confessional to... Okay. Need more rosary bead. Okay. What's that noise? The top down is starting to make me dizzy. Okay, I can't interact with that. What's this? I need more rosary bead. Ah! What the fuck? Okay, so every so often you hallucinate. That's not pleasant. You know, I think I'm gonna close that door. Go away. You're on the right path to faith. Vision has increased. If vision is like saying the goo, that's faith detected. Normal access granted. Crucifix over. Heaven's gate lieth not in sheep's metal, nor in engine's fire, but in the womb the saints have opened. Who followeth their blood findeth the narrow way. Okay, there's a lot of dead people here. I'm a little concerned about if any of them wake up and start walking around. Ah! Hello. You should be dead. Stay away from me. Okay. Why should I be dead, exactly? Sorry? Hello? Her veil is torn and her fingers clutch at the floor as though she had crawled after someone. Did she do this? Map. Well, I'm heading in an approximate right direction, I think. I don't like this. He just fell. He just fell. Why are there all these dead bodies here? I'm not liking any of this. I'm just saying. I'm going to shut the door behind me. That feels like a good idea. Facility conduct protocols. All pilgrims shall submit to cryosleep for transit and await authorized revival by a sister of the untainted flesh. No personal weapons or unblessed tools may be borne beyond the preparation chambers. Relic halls are to be entered only under supervision and only when the appointed litany is complete. Fleshly contact with the afflicted, if present, is forbidden. Pray for them from afar. Any breach of these protocols endangereth not only thy pilgrimage, but thy soul. Violators may be confined, sedated, or returned to their world unblessed. power to this door has been cut. It won't open. Okay. Santa Eugenia, Spear of the Martyrs, who drove back the first darkness at Heaven's Gate. Okay. These are breakable crates, apparently. No, they should be breakable, but it's been locked from the other side. It won't open. Okay. So. What the fuck? Oh. Faith will be the death of you. Learn to defend yourself. Okay. Seraphite shard picked up. Who was dude? Potentially not dude, I don't know. Okay. You have found a crowbar. Equip it in your inventory to use it. Controls, attack left button, charge attack right button, consume stamina. Actually, move. No, wait. Assign to. Okay. My survival is but a blasphemy that shames the very cross I bear. Unto thee, sister, who readest this, choose well, for the light of the world dims, but a choice yet remains. This my final charity, the rite of requies. Spiritus festus ab hac carne vitrea resciat and pace. In nomine Patris, celiat doloret regnat silentium. Okay. Charge attack will allow you to break through obstacles and deal more damage. Right button to charge, left to attack. Oop. Okay. Bah! That was a noise. Ah! Okay. The talking bay has been activated. From now on, when a novice dies, the next will be able to enter the basilica for this. Oh, so they've actually included what happens when you die. The door is missing a seraphite battery. One by one we fall. That's it? Ah, seraphite battery. Yep. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, right. Left button. Use the workbench to manage its inventory and craft essential resources. Remember, your stashed items are shared between all workbenches. Okay. Healing balm, seraphite shard. Rosary bead, seraphite shard, move to there. Crafting, seraphite battery, 1 scrap. Oh, I need an empty battery shell. I don't have an empty battery shell. What's in here? It's locked. Okay. Okay. Scraps. It's locked. Is that one gonna move? Did I lock myself in a room? I locked. I did. I locked myself in a room. No. Ah! Okay, that's... Ah! Chit, 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 chit. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing right now, but, Ah, wait. Breakable. Oh, wait. Okay. Hi. Oh, for pity's sake. So while I'm in the middle of all of this, I have to go and report this Yahoo. Oh, account's already suspended or deactivated. Awesome. So I'm still going to... Okay. Okay. Lost sister, novice Livia Marin. Okay. Where am I and where do I need to go? I still need to be in that general direction. I'm not sure I have that much more of this nonsense in me. I need a seraphite battery. That's still locked. I don't have a... Scraps, huh? leaving now. I wonder if you can make a... I don't think you can make a... Why can you not make a battery? Because you need an empty battery shell. I don't even know where to start looking for one. And I'm trying desperately hard not to kill anything, but I kind of got stuck at that point. This is tension laden as all hell. Is there anything useful in... No, I've been through here already. And yeah, that's the wayfinding terminal. My faith is still doing pretty good. My health is... it could be better. Oh, there's one of those right behind that door. And I've searched through everything there anyway. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm in a place where that's gonna take some maneuvering. And I don't think I'm up for that level of maneuvering. Not tonight, at least. I have a feel for the game. It's definitely one I'd like. But it's one of those ones where, just because of the nature of my ever-present freaking disability, is one of those ones where I have to be in the best physical and mental frame of mind I can be in this condition in order to play it effectively. I mean, there are a couple of niggles, not counting the ones that are there as far as the challenge goes. Although, dear gods, I would kill for an easy mode. But I get that some devs don't want to do that, and that's fair enough. One of the things I found was that some of the early text skates by way too fast. Like, I couldn't even read all of it with my eyeballs, never mind reading it aloud. And that's... I know that's a tricky balance, because some people feel like too long is too long, but one thing that I've been made aware of when I do video editing is that err on the side of a little bit too long and give a skip ability. Which they have not done, but apparently there's a survey. I mean, you can see on the list here, you get a survey. So I might mention that. Beyond that, very much my kind of game mood-wise. It's, I mean, like I said, it's giving Warhammer meets Lock 2 meets Signalis. And that's a whole thing. I think they could go a little bit more into the world building early on. Like, I get the vibe they're going for with the little notes that you're finding. But the things like the reason that you're out here is because the church won the bloody space race is something that should probably not just be in the sales blurb. One thing I did like was, in the intro, they're remembering that you don't have to make spaceships aerodynamic because there's no wind resistance because there's no air. So you could just make it look like a big frickin' cylinder with a cross on it and a window like unto Notre Dame. So you've very much got the literal space gothic aesthetic on a number of levels. And I mean, you have a thing you're supposed to be doing. It's they give you the little go and find the relic, but you're not really telling you why. They're not really telling you right up front why you're there, why you've been woken up. If there had just been a little bit more information on a couple of those terminals, I think I would have been into the vibe of it a bit more. Because I'm assuming my character knows what to do. My character knows more than I do, which, given we're talking silent protagonist, silent everything, frankly, that can be a little bit of a problem. It wouldn't take much more to really let us into the world, but there's just that tiny bit missing in the. I see why they're doing the whole damaged ship logs kind of thing, but they could do a couple more damaged ship logs before you start having to either hit with a crowbar or freeze with faith the zombies running around. Because that's the thing, we hear about the afflicted, but we also don't know as players what they're afflicted with outside of what's on the sales blurb. They seem to be letting the sales blurb do a lot of the heavy lifting as far as lore goes, which is it's either a stylistic choice or something that they should have thought about before. But this is a playtest, so it's early days, and maybe if they hear stuff like this, there will be a couple of changes as far as that goes. I admit it does enhance the atmosphere of being absolutely alone, except for a couple of people who are, well, at least, a couple of people who seem absolutely fucking crazy, and the afflicted. But, of course, because of the art style, you can't even really see what they're afflicted with. You get the vague idea that it's about enhancements, which might lead you to believe, cyber tech, but there's not been enough groundwork laid for, what cybernetic enhancement is going on in the world outside of this particular zone of space. So yeah, they're going for confused, scared, and alone vibe, but they are pushing that a little too far into the player space. But beyond that, and the whole thing where my pain flares kind of intensify when high stress, and my body doesn't know the difference between work I want to throttle someone's stress and I am self-inflicting stress for fun. Yeah, it's got to be one for good days, but it's definitely going to be one. Just I need days when I'm not trapped between two zombies and looking for this one little tiny bit of crafting material. I get what they're going for. They're trying to walk you through keeping things at bay or killing them long enough to be able to properly search a room. But it's probably good for people who like a challenge and who like these kinds of games. But particularly with the top-down isometrics, it's a little hard on me at the best of times. But like I say, that is just me. I think for people who are more used to this kind of thing and don't have the limitations I do, they'd be having a lot more fun. And make no mistake, I am having a lot of fun. Or have been having a lot of fun. I'm just also kind of made of pain at the moment, and I can't deal with that zombie mosh pit over there. Which is kind of a shame, because I want to be able to craft the battery and keep going, but I can't do that at this point. Not after the week I've had. Anyway, Void Martyrs is still in coming soon space, but I do have 2 more playtest invites if someone wants to try it and is happy to throw a Steam username at me, if I don't know it already. Because, my opinion is not the be-all and end-all, and you can probably play it for a lot longer than I can. So, the feel of playing the game may make or break it for you. Whereas watching me flail and scream might just be amusing and getting a good idea of the tone. Seriously, try it before you buy whenever possible. I mean, be aware that it's a playtest and some of these things might not be the same in the actual game. Some of it might be buggy. I don't know. None of it seemed buggy so much as designed to be super challenging. Nothing wrong with that, it's just not always a thing I can do, which is aggravating. But there are good days, and I can play this on good days. It's like Silent Hill 2 remake, you know? Anyway, if you would like a text based and digression free review, that'll be up on my Ko-fi page shortly. Never a paywall. I do it for the love of the games. But, toss some folks in my general direction if you like what I do. I like the company. The review will have the embedded VOD, which will also be on YouTube, to join my gallery of epic, ridiculous, and more than occasionally profane flail, in case you joined late or just fancy coming back to it later, because there was a lot of interesting in the opening sequences, even if I'm gonna have to rewatch it just to pause long enough to see some of the text that scrolled by too fast for me to read it. Anyway, it's a D&D weekend this weekend, so I'll be running players through my own take on flailing, cursing, screaming for most of it. But on Monday, I'll get back on some semblance of track and try out the rat line on Rook's suggestion, because I did look into it and I did find a demo, which I was going to do today, but then the playtest for this hit me. This took priority, but the rat line will be next. And y'all have some great taste, and I'm happy to show off how I react to your recommendations. It's always a good time, so I hope to see you there. Until then, or until next, have a good one.